Hi everyone and welcome to another video. I'm Lauren and today I'm going to wrap up my February reading month. I haven't read a lot in February because I've moved. I've moved from Rotterdam in the Netherlands to Amersfoort, also in the Netherlands. It's a little, around 1 hour further away. And we moved to be closer to the forest and stuff, and it's been really exciting. And I wanted to talk a little bit about my experience reading and moving the second half of the video, but first let's talk about the books that I've read. I've read 5 books. As what is now usual, I won't talk about them too long right now, most of them because I'm grouping them more per genre or something. So I've read 5 and I thought it was going to be more. But in the end they tally up to, let me see, around 2,000 pages, so it's still quite okay. 2 I read on audiobook and 3 were physical books and 1 was a reread, which was a lot of fun. Let me go through them quickly. First off, I read Disappearances by Emily Bain Murphy. This was kind of magic realism slash fantasy kind of ish. We've got 2 children who, when their mother dies and their father goes to war, they move to the village where their mother grew up. And there they discover that that village is not normal and that every 7 years, I believe, something disappears. The stars disappear, heat can disappear, and stuff like that. And they realize that their mother leaving that place might have something to do with it. Their mother plays a role. It's them discovering this new world, discovering the things that have disappeared, the things that come, all the tension in that village because of that. It was a quick read. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it because there wasn't really a lot of depth to it, nor to the characters, I would say. I did like getting to discover how everything intertwined, and the blame, like in this village there was simultaneously a lot of cohesion because they didn't want to be discovered, so there was a lot of that and a lot of we're together, but that simultaneously there was a lot of maybe it's your fault, maybe it's your fault, maybe it's your fault. So I really like that dimension to it, but I can't say it was really special apart from that, but still very entertaining, very quick read. I was glad to have something light to read for a while. So that is The Disappearances by Emily Bain Murphy. Then, one that I loved was Bewilderment by Richard Powers. I am going to do a separate video definitely about this one, so I won't talk about it too much now. I'm a no-war story lover and this was just a joy. Our 2 main characters are a father and his son. His son is neurodiverse and his father doesn't like that society expects that he's going to pump him full with drugs just to make him adhere to norms. So we've got this neurodiverse young boy, I think he's 9, 10, trying to understand his place in the world, in a world where he really loves nature and does not understand. We've got simultaneously the neurodiverse and the child, you know, coming together and just not understanding why we're letting the world be how it is, why we're letting nature be destroyed, why we're letting flora and fauna be destroyed. So we've got his love for that, his father struggling to make sure that his child is brought up, and it was wonderful. I loved the writing, I loved the desperation and meeting the beauty and everything, and I'll try to stop talking about it now, but I absolutely love this, and if it's on your radar, just pick it up because it's great. And I don't understand why I waited a couple of months. Well, I do. I was waiting for a perfect moment, and you don't have a perfect moment to read a book, so just pick it up. It was great, great. I also reread one that I also loved, and that was The Starless by Erin Morgenstern. I loved The Night Circus. I'd already read this one. As I said, it was a reread. And it's an intricate book, so it was great to, on a reread, rediscover a lot of things that on the first hand I did not understand at all, so that was great as well. Those were the 3 physical books. There were 2 also that I read on audio. Both of them are for my reading around the world, so you see them there. One was specifically an Invisible Cities book, and that was Marriageable by Sharon Maas. That one I read for Guyana, and it's not only set in Guyana, it's set in Guyana and in India as well. I was not really aware that there was a big Hindu community in Guyana, although thinking about it, I should have kind of known. I like this book, but there were three point of views, three children that we started to follow, and then all through their adulthood, and we see the influence of their cultures on their lives and them trying to go away from that or struggling with that. And we see a lot of racism, we see what it's to grow up with the expectations of your family and of your culture, and then their lives starting to intertwine, and I'll talk about it more in another video. So that's A Marriageable Age. And the last one, but I read that one at the beginning of the month, so honestly I was surprised that I had read it this month, was A Burning by, let me check, Megha Majumdar. This is set in contemporary India, and it's about a young woman who is believed to have been the source of a terrorist attack with trains, and it's about people surrounding her and her experience through that. But yeah, again, this is one that I'll talk about in another video, but also that I appreciate it. So it was a weird reading month because reading wasn't central to my life, which obviously is never, but it was even less now, and it was really something that I thought I was going to still have lots of reading time, because I thought, okay, you know, moving, there's a part that you're just putting stuff in boxes, and I thought, I can put on an audiobook while I do that. It turns out you need to use your brain when you put stuff in boxes. It's not just, you need to think about, okay, but wait, now I can pack this, and this I'll still need next week, so I can't pack that. And I also found that there is, when I was packing books, for example, I have a bookcase that I usually sit in front of. I couldn't just, you know, start in the top left corner and just move my way through the thing and end up at the bottom right corner. There was a weird order in which I did things. I kind of needed the books that my preferred books, the ones that I love most, to pack those last. There was this voice that maybe you won't pack everything today, and then you want this to stay here. So I kind of went through it in a kind of circular motion going through. So I started with books that I thought, okay, well, it's okay if I pack you now. And then the ones after that I thought, oh, it's okay if I pack you now. It's, well, now you're my least favorite. I kind of went through it in that way, and it was really weird, and I don't know why. It makes no point, because I still packed everything in those 20 minutes. And my partner was packing boxes at the same time, and he thought, well, you know, these are your books, it's up to you to pack them. But it would have been a lot better if he'd done it, because he would have started at one point and just gone through it, instead of me thinking, what can I pack now? No, you need to be, no, you're last. And that was interesting to come across. And another thing, I thought that we had some painting to do, not much. We pretty much went to the house as is. But I thought as well with painting, like previously a couple of years ago we did some painting in an old house, and you know, I just put on an audiobook, like blah 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 blah. I thought that was going to be the case today as well, this time as well. So I thought, okay, well, that's 2 whole days of, you know, audiobooking, so great. But we invited people to help. Turns out you have to chat to them. And I love chatting with them and their friends, it's not an issue, but I couldn't listen to my audiobook, and that wasn't in my plan. I was kind of looking forward to spending a whole day with my audiobook, and then, oh, there are people here. I can't do this. So that was another teensy tiny experience. And I also thought that I would still get some audiobook time when we were riding back and forth, because we went back and forth maybe 3, 4, maybe tops 5 times. So, you know, 5 times 2 times 1 hour, that's 10 hours of audiobooking. Nope, because you're tired. I was listening to kind of The Cave Bear by, I don't know who was writing it, and there's a part that I had to listen to 3 times because I kept falling asleep. I mean, I fell asleep twice in the car, so it's only on the 3rd time that, oh, you know, you wake up like, I think I missed something. That happens 3 times in the same section. So yeah, there was a lot of reading time that I thought I was going to have that I didn't have. So please take that into account if you're moving sometime in the near future. you won't be reading as much as you think. Even though you know it's going to be less, it's going to be less. So make sure you have comforting books, because right now, the 2 books that I'm reading right now are pretty big. I'm rereading Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James. This one is so complex and so dark, and I don't know why I'm reading it right now, because it takes up a lot of brain space when you've got your whole brain, and now it's an issue. But my other book is this big non-fiction about the history of Europe that I've been reading for since January, and that I'm just slowly plowing my way through, and these are not 2 good alternatives. But I've got the kind of the Cave Bear on audio. That one is fine, but I can't bring myself up to start a 4th book that is light, because I also want to finish these. So that's what my reading has been like. I'm also gonna have to see if this is going to be my new filming place, because there's light, and this is where I work, this is my office, so it should be fine, but look how empty it is. My books aren't here. Yeah, decisions. You know, moving to a new house, you've got all this stuff that I used to put this there, but now we don't have that there place, and what am I going to do with this thing? All of those decisions. That's my life right now. Anyway, I'll chat to you next time in the comments or whatever, and I'm looking forward to filming regularly again. I'll see you in another video. Thank you for watching this rambling video. Bye.
Ba-chum, ba-chum, chum.